dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Quanti viaggi con gli amici, tanti posti sconosciuti, tutti uniti innamorati di un sogno. Canto sempre con orgoglio, anche quando sono stanco, mai nessuno può distruggere il mio sogno. Bari, grande amore, Bari, unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai. Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola mai.
Staten Island Soccer Report, coming to you live.
Great job, girls. Thank you for that introduction.
Great job, girls.
Once again, we're coming to you live from Studio A at CTV, alongside me, Brian Daw. And today's topic, summer soccer. And I think there's a lot of it going on, right? You know what? We showed a video, like we always do, with the body. So let me just touch up on that real quick. Body played 2 Coppa Italia games, win 1, lost 1. So that's where they are. That's pretty much like an exhibition, friendly. They use it as friendlies, I guess, you know. So, and they got an overhaul, new coaching staff, new GM, new owner, some new players. So look for a new look.
A new coach since
coach.
Somebody took over for Conte.
Right.
Now he's
No.
gone.
We're talking about Body.
But, okay.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Right. That coach that came in midway last season.
Okay.
Was I guess just temporary. So
Okay.
So we got new coaching staff. We got a new GM, new owner from last season.
Okay.
So yeah, we're looking for bigger and better things this season from Body. My prediction is they got to get out of this B and get into City A. So Brian, let's get right into. I'm gonna move this over to you a little bit, and we'll start off with the Freedom.
Well, we'll start off with youth soccer.
Yeah, youth
there's
soccer.
a lot of other soccer we'll touch on, but Freedom U10 this year just got back from a very successful Hershey tournament.
Just hours ago.
Yesterday. we 4 games
Yep.
in excruciating heat. Thunderstorm, thunder delay in the midst of it.
Yeah.
They made it to the finals. As the coach of the team, I couldn't be more prouder. It's hard to talk about it because I said to my wife yesterday, I don't know if it's because of what the team itself been through in the past 6 months. I get emotional about it. It makes me happy. It's knowing that they fought through all this. Now we added 6 new girls. They've been practicing together for, let's say, a month and a half, 2 months tops.
Right, okay.
You know, who's been on vacation,
Right.
who's not. Never really had a full team there, and if we did, it was still doing some things. We went out, didn't know what to expect. Our first game, we played a team from Monroe Township, New
Right.
Jersey. You know, a whole new rules are in effect. There was a 7v7 tournament, shorter fields. They had their, I don't know if they call it the get back line, the
That's
whatever
a good
it
way.
is.
That's a good
But I
get
like
back,
it.
yeah.
I like the rule. It allows you to play it from, but it's new.
Okay.
Now the kids have to learn about it. We won that game 5-4 after about just a normal layover between games.
Hold on, let's get back to the first game. 5-4. 5 different goal scorers? Or
If I remember correctly, there was at least 4 different goal scorers.
all right, that's good. That's good enough.
You know, it wasn't the same kid.
Right.
Somebody may have had 2, but
All right.
they're definitely, and so I'm not going to
Okay.
get into who did, who
Right.
didn't,
No,
because
no,
I
I
forget.
just like to spread
but
it
I can
around
tell you
more.
this:
It's a good thing.
I had girls that are on the team,
All right.
have been on the team for a while, score, and we had new girls score. We
That's-
had 1, 2, 3, at least 4 new girls that hadn't had a goal playing with Freedom score
Right.
in this tournament, which is a great thing.
Yes.
Second game, we had our normal 2-hour break, 2.5-hour break, 15 minutes before our game.
Okay.
The horns go off. We have
Yeah.
a thunder delay. We
Yeah.
actually got rain. You didn't.
No, we didn't get any rain.
We got rain, and it was about an hour and a half. Our second game, they cut from 25 minutes to 15 minutes halves, which I get it, to put
Okay.
in. They got a tournament to run. We won 2-1. It was a close game. That was against the Long Island Rough Rider select team
Right.
from Long Island. Then Sunday, we started out, we played Hershey. That was a 10-1 route.
Right. Okay.
I tried,
That
normally
happens.
I would just
Yeah.
throw the hands
Well, we
up
spoke
and say,
about that,
you
right.
know,
Yeah. We
stop scoring,
Right.
smaller field. But I had one girl who hadn't scored twice.
Right.
Another new girl scored. I was playing a 2-3-1. I dropped a third attacker
You
back.
did the
to
best
put
you
it-
can to try to
It
stop
is what it is.
Yeah,
And our
right.
last game, we made it to the finals. But that was after a lengthy day on
Okay.
Saturday. It's long.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
was
long
a
day.
tough- it was a tough-
You look at the Olympics. They play.
Yeah.
Then they usually get 2 to 3 days
They got at least 3 days. Yeah.
rest.
Yeah.
When there was a 2.5 day or whatever it was,
Yeah.
do you think they have enough rest in them, or did they get enough rest? These
Right.
girls, they're 10 years old, 9 years old.
That doesn't make
But
a difference.
They
Right
don't
on.
they still need rest.
Yeah, of course
So
they-
we played an 11 o'clock game, 4th game. We came out, we played, but you could see everybody dragging.
Right.
Doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
The other team beat us. They had a little bit more life in them, and they beat us.
That-
But we made it. I did not expect. That was not my goal to get to the finals.
Right.
My goal was to create a forced, friendly situation.
Right.
These girls never played. 6 girls never played travel.
Right.
6 girls never played with these other group of girls,
Six
so they
out of-
needed to
right.
get 6 out of 13.
You had to get
13.
'em-
They needed to get together and
Right.
bond, and they
Right.
needed to
Right.
play together.
Right.
That was my goal, was to get them to play. And if we won a
Okay.
game, great. If we won 2, even better.
Right.
When we won our third,
You weren't really
awesome.
concerned about the wins and losses.
No,
and there was
I
an
wasn't.
article out that we posted on the page about wins and losses.
Yeah.
We worry too much about that
No.
stuff. We really do.
this weekend for me, and I even tried to say it to the team and the parents, so was not about winning.
Right.
Yeah, it's great. We all want to win. We're all competitive. It's society and nature.
Mm-hmm.
But we went there. At least I did. I was going there to see what I have on my team.
Right. And you still came home with something.
And we came home with
And
something.
you got some silverware.
That's right.
Actually, what we call it here in Staten Island, dust collectors.
Right.
That's
They're
what they
dust
really
collectors.
are.
I actually was going to bring the cup. They gave us a cup for being making
Right.
the finals.
That looked good. I saw pictures
You know,
of that. Yeah,
it's
excellent.
nice. The girls got medals.
Great job, by
And it
the
was a
Free.
great day, and
Right.
and they did it. These are girls that have, they're learning and they're going, and
right.
it was awesome. It was a really awesome experience to be there with them and be able to, and the best part about it was they all knew and were prepared.
Right.
Nobody was crying after the championship game. They all knew it.
Right.
We were here. We gave it our all, and you know, some people say, oh, if you're not crying, you're not upset. No, they were upset, but they weren't crying. There was no need for them to cry because they should be proud of themselves. They really should, because I am. And I know that my assistant coach, Russ, is proud of them as well.
All right. And I think you got bigger and better things coming with this team. Anyway.
That's all.
There's definitely.
This is the small scale of it. There's a bigger picture to this.
So what's going on with this Freedom team? What's next? I know you got a season coming up, right?
Season's coming up. We're going to be playing in the top, in B again for Northern Counties, but the top level of B.
Okay. How does that work? Top level of B?
Well, I just think I'm calling it the top level because based on the number of teams they have, there's a B, a BW, a BB, and so I'm assuming as they go down within, they're trying to keep the stronger teams. If you're selecting B, and the reason, and I explained to everybody, we played B last in the spring, but I don't think we were given a fair. We were playing shorthanded. We played with one sub.
Right. Yep.
We finished in third. So, you know what? I'm going back to B. I got 6 new kids. We're going to go back to B. We're going to play it. They actually are staying at 8v8.
Okay.
So, we're going to play it, depending on where we go from there.
Right.
We go up to the next one, and we go to A in spring if it works out.
What do you got coming up? You're also going to be involved in a cup tournament, right?
New York Cup. New York Cup starts in September. There's a, you know, it's the group stage, so we're going to play again.
Right.
Again, we made it to the semifinals in last year.
That's what
in the silver grouping.
With a 9-player roster.
No, that was actually with 7.
Oh, 7, right?
We played our every elimination round with down 1 player.
Okay.
And we lost in the semifinals. You know.
And I'm going to put the pressure on you right now. There's no reason why you can't get back to that same spot.
Well, that's the goal. Listen,
At
you
least,
made it there.
Right. Now you got to get,
You're
got a
talking
good
to
team.
the wrong one now.
I know.
I won't put the goal on that we're going to win it.
I'll put it on.
I will. My goal is to at least get back to that semifinal game to give the kids that were playing and played their hearts out that chance, knowing that they have a sub and a couple of extra players to help them out that are going to help them get to the next level. But, you know,
you could win it.
That's going to happen, and, you know, then we'll go from there. But that cup, the group stage starts in September. And There'll be a game in September, a game in October, a game in November.
Do you know your teams yet?
No, nothing yet.
Nothing yet, right?
Nothing
not even
yet.
They
haven't released an alignment yet for the state cup. Maybe in the next week or two.
Right, that should be coming out soon.
But that should maybe this week it'll come out. Yeah. But once I know that, then we could start planning. But we definitely have 3 months of a game one game a month for the cup channel.
Right,
cup.
that's good. So what is it? How many games during the regular season? What do you?
In my league, it's 10.
It's 10 plus the 3.
Plus
cup.
the 3
so
cup.
You're looking at 13.
And then most tournaments are guaranteed 4 at our age. So that's another 4. So I'm at 17 games, and any friendlies if you can find any during the season, which is hard.
It's kind of tough to do that, right? So we got another tournament coming up is Columbus Day. Okay. All right. So you got a lot of soccer coming up.
Oh, there's plenty of soccer coming.
Plenty coming up for you.
It just hasn't even started yet.
And we're in the works and trying to get this Freedom team on this show. Because I think they definitely deserve it. They definitely need to be on the show.
No, I'm getting them.
We need to hear them, right?
We already, we already looked into it. We're gonna after tonight.
Okay.
I'm gonna be working on it to make sure everybody's here because we want to get the kids on the show.
Well, hopefully we'll have a good crew for that night. And all right, we'll go from there. Anything else you want to add?
No, it was just again, John. The kids really, really impressed me with not only the way they played, but the way they handled an hour-and-a-half rain delay.
What'd you guys do? I mean,
we hung out. I'll tell you exactly what we did. We went down. The parents went back to their car because they were coming to the field and we were gone already. Right. It was my assistant coach Russ and I. We had the kids and they sat under an overhang of a barn with another team that was there, but they played. They played telephone. They played whatever those Miss Mary Mack, whatever those games are.
Whatever. Okay.
They kept themselves entertained. And they were well behaved, and and they came back and played. But they really impressed me. They're a really great group of girls.
All right, can't ask much more than that. I mean, we'll see them next month, hopefully.
Yeah,
on this show. We'll see them on the show.
We'll get them on here and give them their hour of fame.
All right, let's move on to the U13 Fire. Again, I was at this tournament, and how did let's start with the point system. let's start with that. I mean, I don't know what they gave you. They gave you points for just about everything.
Well, they try to make it competitive.
Right.
They try to make it competitive and give you different ways to gain some points so that you could play in the mix. Because as you know, there's times you look at it. One of the teams, and I can only use it from my bracket. The team we played in the finals racked up 19 points. So that means they won their games, and we had 17. But because of the way it goes, and they had no goals scored against them.
They had some shutouts, yeah.
So I forgot to mention that our girls were the only team to put 2 balls in the back of the net on them
In the final.
in the final. But
Okay.
the points are really meant to keep you in the mix. The team that finished second in our bracket because they scored 3 goals against us, so they got a point for each goal.
Right. Gotcha.
So there was 3. They got 6 points for the second game they won. There's 9, and they got 3 points because they scored a minimum of 3, at least 3 goals in that game. They got another 3. So it gives them something to keep you in the mix.
All right. Well, let's get to the fire tournament. The first game, I mean, I'm just gonna break it down real quick. We had some new players, right, that joined the team. I think 4, if I'm not mistaken.
And that I'm
4.
not 100% sure of.
And it looked like they really helped out this fire team throughout the tournament. It looked like, we had some goal scorers from them, some new players. I believe 3 of them scored a goal.
Okay.
All right, so that's always a good thing when you have some new players coming in right away and scoring goals. That's always a good thing. I'll break down the first game. The first game, I thought the Fire should have flat out won that game. They dominated possession, and we'll go back to it. Chances missed 4 from my count that they should have scored. And the first half alone.
Wow.
First half alone should have been 4-0. It was only 1-0. And you let them hang around. They come back and they put one in towards the end of the net. The game was tied. You lost 2 points, and that was probably the reason why they didn't make it to the final. What could you say?
It's again, you have to look at it.
I'm on the opposite side, so there's not really much that I mean, and I don't yell. You're not
You
going
have to look at it from the side of the way I was.
Yeah.
We're going out there to see what we got.
Yeah.
See what we got. Get the kids playing again, because it's important. A lot of our opponents and play.
Yeah.
Some are done. Some don't do tournaments in August. Some might do a late July and then one in August. Some might do it in August one and then a Labor Day. But most of our opponents play some sort of competition in the summer.
Whether
it's 2 tournaments, 3 tournaments in July, and then you take a couple of weeks off into August, and then you go into the season. So, they went to play. You see what you got.
Yeah.
But
it was unfortunate.
You got to be able to put the ball in the net. You got to be able to finish and put the ball in the net.
I mean, there was one chance, again, it was the grass was a little high.
Okay.
So what happens on high grass. You got to really shoot that ball.
Right.
And the ball just stopped right at the goal line. It was cleared off the goal line because of the high grass. I mean,
that's unlucky.
That's a shot. That's a goal.
That's unlucky.
Yeah.
That's unlucky.
So they blew. I mean, I'm not gonna say they blew it, but they had chances. They should have won game 1.
Okay.
They didn't win it. You walk out of here with a tie. Now going into game 2, I don't know who these teams are. I didn't look anybody up. I don't do any research on that. You have to win the game.
I knew about them.
Yeah, I know you did, but we're going in there and you have to win that game because you just blew. You should have won the first game, so that doesn't happen. And you pretty much, in my opinion, again, it's only my opinion, got outclassed by Arsenal. That's the name of the team. I just thought they were skill-wise a little bit better.
Yeah, and I can't even. I only know what I read about them.
Is it true? I mean, skill-wise.
I
don't know where they're ranked, and I don't really go by ranking.
To be honest with you, I don't remember the ranking.
Yeah.
I know they played some quality teams because I go and look. Not so much at the rankings.
Yeah, I don't
because it's
pay
what tournaments
much.
you play in, what leagues you play in, and how many you play, how many tournaments you play, how do you win. But again, you got to win. To win points, you got to be good.
Right.
I saw that they played some quality teams, compete things. So I knew that, but that doesn't mean anything. I hate quoting because I'm not a Jet fan and he's an old coach, but Herman Edwards, you play to win the game.
You play to win, you're right.
No, regardless of who
there's
of who your opponent is.
you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're just going to come up against someone that's just better
That's
than you.
it. And there's nothing wrong
and
with
that's
that.
what I think happened in the second
There's
game.
nothing wrong with
Right,
that.
right. There's nothing wrong with that. Hopefully, it was only 3-1, so.
No, but you know what?
They hung.
You take from that game,
Right, right.
and you say, okay, that's where we want to be.
Right.
We're there. You lost by 2 goals. No big deal. That doesn't mean you didn't get blown out. You didn't lose 7-0.
No.
You lost 3-1.
And
So now you need to get better from there.
if I recall, I think there was a couple of long balls that they sent over, okay?
Okay.
And that they broke free. They just ran through our defense.
Okay.
You know, if I'm
Listen, it's happened. It's
It
gonna
happens,
happen.
right.
It happens all the time. We see it all over the place.
so
You get a long ball, you get beat, you get caught on your heels, you get, whatever. Some teams are just faster. And
So I think after that second game, Brian, after that third goal, it was pretty much over.
Okay.
And I packed my chair. I was ready. I said, "That's it. We can make our plan.
listen.
We can make our plans for Sunday
Right.
afternoon now because we're
Right.
not, we're not definitely not advancing."
No.
So, like you said, you learn from that. You definitely have to take something out of that game. And again, I'm on the opposite
No.
side, so I don't know what the coaching, took out of that game, but I'm sure there was some positives. Now you go into Sunday with a game that you're not advancing unless with the point system. If they ran up that
you
score,
could have never known. You can only get 3 points
Right.
for 3 goals.
right?
Up to 3 goals, they'll give you the 3. So
Right.
if you win, you're getting 6. You score 3, you're getting 9.
Crazier
And
things
if you
have
shut
happened.
them out, which
Yeah.
you did,
Right.
you get another point.
Right.
So that's 10. So I don't know where that would have put you in points because to be honest with you, I don't know if you got the standings.
Well, yeah,
there.
I got the standing. Arsenal scored 5-0 win in their first game
Yeah,
on
they
Sunday.
only get for 3. So look
Right.
at their points.
Yeah, their points.
Let me see what we got here.
Yeah.
So, for us, I mean, we played the Arsenal.
Right.
So they finished with 28 points. It looks like the most we would have gotten was another 10 if if we scored that one more goal.
Against
No,
them.
well,
maybe.
they gave us 14, so we got 9 points because you got the 6 for the win.
You got the shutout.
The shutout one, and then
right.
2 goals.
Yeah.
So you got 9. So you couldn't have done any more.
So there was no chance of it.
There was no chance going
right,
into that.
Right. So let's get to Sunday now. The final game on Sunday morning, 8 a.m. You had to be there at 7. All right, we got a caller. All right, let's take the call and then we'll continue this
Okay.
after the call. It's probably the usual Vincenzo Tozo. Vincenzo, you on the line? All right, not yet, until we hear him. We'll continue until we hear him. All right, so Sunday morning we had to get there early after a long day, and just like
Right.
you mentioned earlier, with the thunderstorm and the delay and this and that, we were at the field at 7:30. Okay, we were at the field 7:30 for an 8 o'clock game. All right, I think we might have Vincenzo on the line. Not yet. He's a big hit, Vincenzo. I got to tell you, I got guys that I see in the street that they love Vincenzo. They really.
How can you not love Vincenzo?
Yeah, I mean, bring back Vincenzo. They're saying so. All right, we'll continue. All right, we got to get him on the. Okay. All right, we can't get him because he's in Brooklyn. He's not watching, so we'll have to see if we can get him to call in again. Maybe we'll. Let me see if I can interrupt this for a second. But yeah, anyway, let's get back to Sunday morning. 8 o'clock game. It kind of seemed like they dominated right from the start.
Okay.
Vincenzo, if you can, please call the studio back. Yes, sir, please, thank you. All right, that's Vincenzo, the great Vincenzo. The great one. Let's see if we can get back onto this face. Okay, yes, we can. Well, maybe not. It might be frozen. Anyhow, Sunday morning, if this thing comes back, if not, possession right away. Pressing. This is from the Fire.
Okay.
Pressing. And we finally get the goal. I believe it was Laura, another new player.
Okay, great.
All right, the second goal. Who scored the second goal? You got to help me out here. We got one of the Fire players that we're not going to mention who in the studio today. Unless she wants to come on. That's totally up to her. Who was
But
the
you
second?
just said Emmy scored.
Emmy scored the second one. Okay, good. So, Laura, another new player.
Okay.
All right, we might have Vincenzo on the line now. Let's get to Vincenzo. Vincenzo Torzo. He's on the line. We hear him. Vincenzo, you there? We could start it over. All right, we'll continue until we get him on.
So Emmy score. Okay.
So Emmy got the second one, and I kind of thought it was really going to be like a rout.
Okay.
Because that's how we possessed the ball, pretty much. It was it was on turf, first game
Yeah.
on turf.
I was told that.
And again, they looked great. So we had that little hiccup, or they had that little hiccup the first game where they missed the chances. They should have won that game. Second game, it was kind of pretty much out of their control.
Okay.
So overall picture, with the new plays on the team and the way they 1-1-1, you can't really complain about that. I mean, it's better than 3. And you saw what the new players could do. That was
Right.
the important thing. You saw what these new players could give you. So that's what you take.
That's what this is about.
Right.
That's what, you're going to go to any tournament, and I made it very clear to the parents and to even the players, said, yes, we're here we're competing.
You wanna win
You
it.
want to win, but we're here to learn. We're here to grow as a team. We're here to learn as a team. We're here to see what we have and build from that.
Right.
I think we are. Vincenzo.
Yeah, we might be having a problem. We might have to get him on the phone for a few minutes. Anyhow, I'll
So
just
you're
mention.
there to see what you have going into your team,
Right,
into
yeah.
your season.
Right. And
So-
overall picture, I think it was a good experience for everybody involved, and hopefully they learned from each other. The coaches got to see what the new players have, and
Right.
the only thing that it's got to be tough to have the girls focus when you're going to Hershey
Well,
on soccer, when you got this whole big Hershey park there, and it was kind of tough. And I'm speaking from my situation with my own kid, because all she thought about was going to the
Right.
park. When are we going? Can we do that? It
No,
wasn't.
it-
It wasn't. Let's get up early at 5:00 and go to soccer. To the field.
it is.
That was a tough
It is
part.
a tough part, but again, I expect that from my younger kids. I get it, but when you're at U13,
Yep.
you should be able to say, okay,
This
I'm
is
here
it.
to do this.
Right, right.
I know I'm going to get to do this,
Right.
but you got to. It
Hey,
is hard.
Johnny.
All right, here we
Hey.
go. We got.
Hey, finally we got through.
Okay, Vincenzo. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Vincenzo Turzo from Brooklyn.
Hey, Vincenzo, it's Brian.
How are you, Brian?
Good. How you doing?
Well, finally the summer, it's almost over, and we're looking forward for the... What happened here? We got the echo.
Vincenzo, if you're near maybe a television that's on.
No, television, Johnny.
Oh, that's right.
Television's 2 miles away.
Yeah,
He's
I
in
know.
the kitchen.
I know, that's right. Yeah.
I think now it's a little bit better.
Okay, yeah, that was
in the
from us.
kitchen.
So, Vincenzo, give us some. What's going on around Italy? I guess.
Well, Johnny, the season starts the end of August, towards the end of August. And it's very hard to predict now because you have a lot of foreign owners buying Italian teams. I think that guys from China, they bought Inter Club.
Yes.
So, and Milan is in processing also being sold to a Chinese group. So it's becoming, who's got the most money?
Right. Show me the money. It's show me the money.
And then, but again, my 2 cents would be on Juventus again, because Juventus,
Right.
they did buy Higuain from Naples.
Yeah, but they got rid of Pogba.
Yeah, that's the.
So, but I take Higuain over the other player. Anyway.
Why isn't he older? He's an older player. Is he going to score the 36 goals again?
John Higuain, if you know the story, he used to play with Real Madrid. He didn't play with the Mickey Mouse team.
Vincenzo, what you just said, used to. That was in the past. How old is he? He looks like he's 40.
Late 20s, early 30s.
Wow, he's got to shave that beard then.
And Pirlo used to play for Juventus, and look at him
I
now.
know.
We're gonna
Well,
play. You're gonna play.
Pirlo, wait, we'll get to Pirlo in a little bit. MLS.
Hey, Johnny, to score in Italy over 30 goals
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah.
It's not a daily
No.
treatment.
No, I understand, Vincenzo. Hey, listen, if you think if he's going to do the same thing again, then Juventus is going to win it again. Sit down.
Like I said, is for me, because I'm watching soccer really closely,
Yep.
he has been one of the best forwards in the Italian league
Right.
for the last couple of years.
Okay. He hasn't done anything in Copa America with Argentina, so.
Oh, Argentina. If you put Argentina team in any World Cup,
Yeah.
because they play individual,
Right.
me first and then the team,
Okay.
you're never gonna win anything again.
Well, it remains to be seen. We'll see what he does for Juventus.
All right, so like I said, 2 cents.
Yes.
Who's got 2 cents? Nobody.
Nobody, not today.
So John, I heard your girls team. They did. You guys did a very excellent tournament in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they played a pretty good tournament, Vincenzo. They had a few new players, join the team, so and, they did pretty well, I guess, under the circumstances. Don't forget the heat was a big factor.
Really big on Saturday.
Did you play during the evening or you
No,
played in the afternoon?
Well, for the team that my daughter's on, they played a 9 o'clock game on Saturday and a 2:30, almost 4 o'clock game because of some kind of storms are coming through. But we played Saturday 2 games. Well, they did.
Well, in any tournament you participate, you're getting experience, and also you are learning.
Well, let's
So
hope, Vincenzo. Let's hope.
You guys, it's the more tournament you participate, the more experience they get, and
Agreed.
they have to get better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with that statement.
Yeah.
Keep doing that, John. Don't
Yeah.
be, you guys don't be shy to participate in any tournament because if
Yeah.
you learn something, even if you lose,
Yeah.
but you learn something,
Oh, yes.
it's a plus.
Yes, you got to learn something from the
Vincenzo,
loss.
my team that I brought out to you,
Mhm.
we played in the same tournament.
Beautiful.
We made it to the finals. Unfortunately, we lost, but we made it to the finals.
See, it's an experience itself. Those
Yep.
memories last forever.
Yep, we added 6 new girls to the team. So we went out as a full team for the first time, and they played well. They won 3 games. They lost their 4th one. I had 3 different girls that never scored before score.
Right.
Actually, 4 different girls that never scored before score their first goals.
Yep.
So it was a great experience. And you're
Beautiful.
right. The
Well,
more
like
you...
I said,
That's
at the end of any tournament, even with the Italian Federation, at the end, the parents and coach thank you for being there for my kid. They learn a lot. They learn discipline, respect, the rules, the regulation. If you do that, then the score, it's just something, it's a bonus.
Right.
It's confidence too. That they, I think.
You
they
get confidence, everything.
confidence, yeah.
Also, John, the referee was watching one of the games, the Premier League.
Right.
It's a new rules. Any players that is approaching the referee, like in argumental status, get automatic yellow card. Even though, like
like
intention,
Yeah.
you mean good, but your expression,
Right.
like you're going towards the referee, like
Right. If you're approaching the referee, you're gonna get.
you get automatically yellow card.
I'm all for it. I'd probably give him a red.
So, because before you used to go, I want to talk to the referee. Now,
No.
as long as you get that threat in your
Right.
eyes,
Right.
even though your mind isn't well, I meant to say referee, good call, or do get better next time. No, the referee, you get automatic, the play gets automatic yellow
Right,
card.
right.
I'm
So
sure that it's left.
John, you're the referee there.
I'm sure it's left to the
Referees.
referees,
New rules,
Discretion.
judgment to see based on. I mean, if it's the captain coming up to question something,
Yeah.
and it's a question,
It should
I
be
know-
only the captain.
Right.
It should only be the captain. But
Right.
you see games and they
they rush right at you, and you're in the
they're
face.
surrounding the referee. It's
No.
ridiculous. It's a joke. All right. So that's a good rule, Vincenzo. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they.
And maybe
they,
even a fine too.
stick
Hit him in
to
the pocket.
rules, and also,
it.
the only way we're gonna.
Vincenzo,
Yes,
what
sir.
about giving him a fine? Hit him in the pocket a little bit too.
Well,
Let him
I
think
would
about
say
it.
if you touch the referee, I don't care if you touch with your little finger.
Yeah. There was
You're supposed to be automatically
Red
out
card.
and
And it's a game
suspended
suspension.
plus a fine.
Vincenzo, there was a game, I believe, Saturday night. Brazil in the Olympics.
Oh, that went
Brazil.
nuts.
Yeah, Brazil, Colombia. The referee lost total control of that game because he didn't pull out the cards.
They let him play too long.
They were fighting. Both teams pushing, shoving,
That was
sidelines.
the whole thing with Neymar.
Right. Right. Neymar, well, that's another
Well,
story in itself.
Right, but
But yeah, the referee lost control, but he didn't take cards out early enough, I think, in that situation too. So referees got to also, I mean, I'm not knocking them, but take control of the game early. If you sense,
Right.
if you sense it.
they're only going to do what you allow them to get away with
Right, that
until you say, okay, here it is. That's what it is. Then they'll go to that just before that.
And I understand that game's being played in Brazil. All right, I would have really I would have shut that game down after that
Yeah.
brawl, that pushing and shoving
Oh,
on
it
the
was-
sideline. That was a joke. That's
it was
not
bad.
that's not what we want to see.
No.
You don't want to show your kids that.
No.
Anyway, Vincenzo, what else do you have here?
Well, this year because of the Olympics, I'd like to watch a little bit of everything, and when you get the most satisfaction, I was watching the ping pong.
All right, that ping
Beautiful.
pong
Then
is
I was
beautiful.
watching like beach ball.
Yes.
And then if you watch soccer,
Yeah.
I said, wait a minute. It's like, yeah, because when you could tell the level of passion.
Right.
Like the other, they play for the country. They play
Right.
where the other sports, me first and then the country.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you
But
put
the other way was, like I said, country number one.
Yeah.
Because the Olympics supposed to be countries.
right,
Exactly. I
You
like
know,
watching the
it's not like
gymnastics.
It's not
Yeah.
Juventus, Manchester
Swimming.
United. No, it's a country. So, and I noticed, when you watch even basketball or
Yeah.
any like professional sports, they're putting the Olympic level, which another thing, Olympics should be serious amateur. Because,
Amateur, right.
These guys are already making millions of dollars. Now they want a gold medal.
especially the men's United States basketball
I
team.
can't
That's
even
that's like
watch it.
that's a joke. I haven't watched it because they're
can't.
winning by 60 points every
Yeah.
game. What is that?
I'm getting satisfaction watching the little things.
College players. Anyway, Vincenzo, we're going to go on. You're welcome to stay on. We got some things that we want to.
Okay, John. So thank you again, and everybody have a pleasant evening. Stay cool.
Yes.
And Johnny, whenever you give me a buzz.
Yes, sir. And thank you for calling again, Vincenzo. We're going to
Thank you,
have.
Brian, and good luck to you things again.
Thank you,
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo.
Vincenzo,
Okay.
Vincenzo,
Ciao,
before
ciao.
you, all right, before you go, Vincenzo, you got a fan or a few fans watching you. They love you. They love to hear you and they love to see you.
Well,
Okay?
Johnny, you know my
Your address. I know. I got to come
usual
get you.
comments. I don't drive.
I know.
If you send a plane over here, I'll be there.
We'll come and get you. We're going to get you on, Vincenzo. I'll talk
you
to you.
guys come get me, and I'll be there.
All right, ciao.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah, I just we got to cover these few more topics here as far as let's get. You want to do the women's national team first? That disgraceful ending,
Listen,
and then
as a fan, I'm disappointed.
Right.
But as somebody who is a coach and involved, I'm glad they lost. I'm glad they lost because it's forcing them now to refocus.
right.
That's what it's going
Right.
to do. It's going to force them to refocus.
Okay. What do they
Do-
got coming up next now? I mean, are we
The next is whatever
World
they
Cup
got.
qualifying maybe?
Probably
No.
starting.
Is it? No,
No,
I don't think
it's not
so.
the Algarve Cup. That's past.
They
already.
have tournaments
But
coming
they'll
up.
have stuff
Right,
coming
they'll have
up.
some tournaments
But it's
coming
not. But they need to refocus.
like something major, but
And I meant to listen to it today,
Yeah.
and I didn't. But I did hear some people saying some things.
Mm-hmm.
You lost. Shut your mouth.
Right.
You lost. Don't call anybody cowards. Hope
Right.
Solo.
Well, that's
don't
the reason.
call this.
yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
You lost.
Why I called it a disgrace was because of her and her comments after the game. You lost. You're right. Like you said, you lost. And I'll go back to that last game in the group stage. I mean, where was she in that game? What was she doing? What was she thinking? Where trying to clear a ball, and she totally missed it. What are we? We're not at youth soccer.
Listen,
here.
I'm gonna say I'm surprised as a goalie
Oh.
and as a parent of a goalie. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Everybody else can make 1 or 2 or 3 mistakes on the field, and if the team loses, or if the team wins, but if the goalie makes a mistake, everybody's going to be all over them.
It's magnified. It is.
But I'm going to tell you this right now: the shot was put. You want to talk? Forget about the one she came out to punch and miss.
Right. I think
The one that I had a bigger problem with was the lack of focus, and I used as a teaching tool for my daughter. She lost focus on that direct kick coming from straight in front of her,
Right.
and she went down, and it went under her fingers.
In between her
And in
legs.
between her legs. So for all you young keepers out there,
That's tough. Yeah.
lack of focus is from not just you, but up to the pro level and the international level.
Yeah.
It happens.
The second one, I think she misjudged. The timing on that was right.
Yeah, it was timing.
The timing.
It was timing.
The timing was
Somebody
off on
actually
that
told
thing.
me that some website did some analysis
Right.
on certain on goal kick on direct kicks, not from this person, but for Hope Solo from that angle. And she was actually, when they did it in like a time warp level or whatever they did, this one she was actually 3 feet past where she was set up on all the other ones. Now, like I said to that person, we don't know what forced her to do that. She had a different different defensive unit.
Right.
Maybe they were out of position. Maybe somebody stepped into. Who knows? But the bottom line is she just missed it.
Yeah.
But forget about her. I give props to the kick.
Right.
The shot
right.
was
It
beautiful.
it was a great shot. Yes, it was.
I don't care.
Right.
She made the way she plays and the type of goalie she is. I think put her in a position for us to be saying you missed it.
Right.
Whereas I think any other goalie probably wouldn't even have been anywhere near it.
Right. You know, she also put herself in a situation with making some comments before the tournament.
Oh, I don't even want to give that. I
Yeah.
think she was right about whatever she said about Zika. She did nothing wrong, and what they were starting trouble with.
Every game she played, she got booed.
Well,
you know, that's
listen.
kind of, you know, that might have been in her head
I
a little
heard this
bit.
over the radio, and somebody said, like Reggie Jackson says, they don't boo nobodies.
Right. Yeah. All right, there you go. You got a point.
She did nothing wrong.
Don't
She
get
just
me
said, I'm
wrong.
going to Brazil. I'm prepared. I got
Right.
my bug spray. I got this. I got that.
Okay.
Yeah, the
She-
bug is prevalent down there.
She is, and probably still is, one of the best, if not the best keeper in the world on the women's side. She still is. She made a couple of
Mm-hmm. Shut
mistakes.
your mouth.
Right. Well, after all, you got to be able to take a loss. You just won a World Cup.
You didn't. You did your job. You saved one or saved two.
Right.
Somebody missed.
Right.
They
Well-
stood up and took the penalty shots. 2 people on your team didn't make them.
Kristen Press right over
You
the
stopped
top.
them. You stopped them. I think she stopped both of them. Or
Yeah, I'm
somebody
not sure.
missed and she saved one.
Yeah.
That other goalie stopped 2, I believe.
One went over. I know that.
Stopped one.
Yeah.
The other one went over. Or stopped one. Somebody missed one, and then you missed one.
Right.
Because you only scored. It was 3-3, so they missed.
It
So
was
they saved.
4-3.
It was
a
right 4-3. It was 3-3 going into
Yeah,
that when
right.
when the last one came up. When Kristen Press came up,
Yeah. She
she
put
needed
it
to bury one to put the pressure on Sweden.
Yeah, and-
Instead, she put the pressure on her own keeper.
Yeah.
So don't call Sweden cowards. Sweden
Right.
stepped up
Right.
and delivered.
Right. Exactly. And
You want to call anybody a coward? Call Kristen Press a coward.
Right.
She stood up and
Well,
she
she's
didn't.
I like her.
No, but I'm not. But my point is,
She's
somebody
not
made
gonna
a
do
comment,
that.
and I don't know
Yeah, yeah.
a statement once, and actually it was after Lionel Messi missed a PK
Right.
in the Copa America.
Yep.
Somebody said it's the ones who don't stand up to take the PK that's the coward. The person who stands up at that spot and
Takes a lot of guts.
It takes
Yeah.
So you know what? I give her
does.
credit. She stood up there, but she didn't deliver. That other one stood up there knowing she
was gonna win
She
it.
had to put one in the goal
Right. To win the game.
to win the
Sweden,
game.
Right.
So you want to know what? That ain't a coward. You want to call them that cowards because they were passing them?
Yeah, I don't know
Listen.
where that came from.
That's part of the game.
Yeah.
You play possession.
Right,
They made a decision. They're going to play for the tie.
right.
They dropped defenders back and they played possession ball. I'm not going to lie to you. I did it in the tournament.
Yeah.
In my second game, I played 2 defenders. As I got a lead, I dropped to a third defender. In my first game, I did it too. I dropped the third defender back.
Right.
I reduced my attack because I'm playing that way. So they're not was I a coward for doing that?
No. Well,
No.
she just can't take.
No, she couldn't take losing.
Right, the loss really bothered her.
And
but-
you know what? Just like you said about the Brazil, you don't want kids seeing. I don't want my daughter who's a goalkeeper and looks to
right,
hope.
Right. Yeah.
And I use it in game situation only and competition to then
Yeah.
watch she got beat. She lost. My daughter already experienced losses via penalty kicks
PKs, right. Yep.
in tournaments.
Right.
Same as not at the same level.
No, it's
And if
the
she
same.
stood up there and said to me, "We lost because
Right.
that
Yeah, I'm
those
sure
team
you-
those team that team was a coward. They played for the tie to put us to no. You lost because they
made the
they
shots.
beat you.
Right.
They converted what they need to
Right.
convert.
Right.
I'm not going to say the better team won, but
No, when it
maybe the
comes
better
down-
team that day won, or the team that wanted it more won. That's a better way to say it. The team that, but to come out and call them cowards, come on.
Yeah. And she hasn't said anything else since then, right?
Good.
She hasn't said.
I
a
haven't
word.
seen anything.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Shut
either.
your mouth.
So where's the women's game now with the soccer? Do you know where semifinals? They're not.
They're going to the semis.
They go-
I actually was trying to catch up today. I was watching
Yeah,
some tape because I didn't get to watch Friday. I was watching some replays
Okay.
on the soccer channel, and I know Canada advanced.
Canada's in, right? Yeah.
Canada, I believe, is playing Germany,
Okay, they beat them already in the group.
and now Brazil advanced on
course.
PKs.
Okay. Yeah, they got it
They're
done.
playing Sweden.
Okay, good. So that'll be a good match. But I think Brazil will come out on top of that.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Australia took
It seems
Brazil
to PKs,
to PKs.
but they came out on top.
But
You know,
and I think Sweden is better than
and I
Australia.
think a little home cooking is helping both the men's side
I
and
think so.
the women's side.
But
A
the
little bit
team
of the home cooking.
I'm pulling for Sweden.
Sweden. Okay.
I
What
like
about-
Pia. What's
yeah,
her last
well,
name?
Pia,
Sundhagen, whatever.
Yeah,
Brianna just
right.
gave me
the
her
former
last
head
name.
coach of the
of the
women's.
U.S. women's
Right,
national
right.
team.
Yeah, and they had that going against them.
Yeah, she
too.
knows
That's-
how they play.
Right. She knows all of them.
She knows
even
all-
the girls,
even
in
the younger ones,
right,
of course.
coming up. Right, she knows them
As
all.
in, when you're the top dog of
Right, you know
an
all the young
organization,
players. Yeah, right.
you're involved with everybody on the way down because you're supposed to be seeing
I
who
mean,
you're pulling up.
it's good to know what they have, but she doesn't really. I mean, they still got to play the game.
Yes.
Right. They still got to play
Yes.
the game. It comes down to who wants it more. I don't even think that the U.S. should have been in a PK situation with Sweden.
No.
I think they should have won that game outright. Again, they've had chances.
And again, I watched the first half
So,
before I left to hit the road for Hershey.
right.
And then I was taping it. I figured I'd get back to after doing whatever, I'd sit down
Right.
in the room and watch it
Yeah.
on DVR. But, the little birdie in the back of the car had her phone
Yeah.
open, and
Yeah.
we
Okay.
actually watched. We pulled into a rest. We
Yeah, I
pulled
was
in to
getting
get
up.
coffee on the road and we put it on, the app, and we watched the PKs. So we got
All
to
right.
see the end.
So listen, we're kind of spoiled a little bit too with this U.S. women's team. Winning.
They're spoiled.
Right, and we think that they're going to win every tournament that they're in.
You know-
it doesn't always work out that way.
Listen,
They won the last 3 Olympics,
Right.
so I mean,
And then now it became, because now it's okay. They got out from under.
Yeah.
They won their World Cup again. They
Right.
got back there,
Right.
and then it starts with, now they're going to be the first team to win
Back to back.
the gold medal
Yeah.
the year after
Yeah.
they won the World Cup.
yeah,
well,
no, didn't work out.
it didn't work out, but again, you gotta build. They're going through a transition
Oh,
stage. You
refocus,
did
yeah.
it. Now you got to get refocused.
Like
you
I
got
said.
young players there.
Yeah, I still think they're the best program
Oh,
as
yes.
far as the women go in the world.
I think so.
You know, so like you
I
said,
agree.
Give them a year or maybe a year or two.
Let them adjust
Right,
again.
Right.
Let's see what they got going on. They came out. I personally think Jill Ellis made a mistake by putting Megan Rapinoe on the roster
Okay.
and playing her. Because you look, she played those 30 minutes. You never saw her again.
Right.
You played those. She wasn't ready. She was out of shape.
Right.
She
Yeah,
wasn't
right,
ready.
Right. They pulled her right out early.
They played her 30
right,
minutes
right,
and just
right.
to let her get going.
Right.
They probably did it as a morale booster just to have her there because she's,
Right,
a leader on the.
what she's done, right.
But
A veteran player. All right, so we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Still a lot of confidence in the U.S. women's national team.
I think so.
It's just the way Hope ended it.
Yeah, that just leaves a
That
bad
was-
taste
right,
in my mouth.
Right, we didn't need that. So good luck to, I guess, Sweden. Right?
I'm pulling for Sweden. I mean, I'd like to see Sweden, Canada. I'm not a big Brazil
No,
fan.
I really don't like
Germany,
Canada.
I'll never root for Germany. I don't care if
It's
it's
just-
a men's or women's
right,
team. I'm just
right.
not going to root for them.
Yeah, I like to see Canada.
Canada would be nice.
Not,
I mean, at
not
least
win
it's-
it. I don't want them
No.
winning anything.
Listen,
it's just
it's
a rivalry going
just
on.
right.
They're too close to us.
It's there. I'd like to see it for their program because they're on the verge of getting.
Right.
They have a lot of
Yeah.
good young players. I actually like the manager of that team.
Yep.
He's got a unique way about it. He watches
Okay.
the first 20 minutes of the first half. He's sitting up in the stands.
Yeah.
Watching, watching their formation, seeing
then he-
from a bird's
above,
eye
yeah,
view
yeah, yeah. And
to
then-
see the formation, and then he goes down and makes adjustments if he needs to.
All right.
So I'd like to see him get there.
Well, they got a
but
shot.
It's definitely Sweden who I'm pulling for.
All right, let's with the last few minutes that we have.
Do we have to?
We have to. We got to touch on this great league that the MLS. The only league that plays in the summertime. But look who's on top in the Eastern
Well,
Conference.
wait a minute. Okay, good. I'm glad you said on the Eastern Conference.
Well, yeah, Eastern Conference. I mean, we know. We know. We'll get to the West in a minute, but
Listen,
Saturday night, right? They also were in like an hour and a half
Okay.
rain delay.
okay.
In where were they? In
Now,
Columbus.
look, the two teams at the top of the East each have a guy on it that Conte didn't want on his team.
Right. Yeah. Hey, listen, we discussed what's going. We know about that.
Okay.
You know what? The problem with Jovinko, him and Conte didn't get along, so that's the reason why
All right.
he was.
And
up.
Pirlo's his best friend, and he failed. He betrayed. He
And I
let-
think
he-
Pirlo's
he
age,
abandoned him.
his age has a lot to do with it also, and he's playing in America, which he didn't like. They didn't like that.
Right.
So anyhow, at New York City FC blew a goal. What was it? They had a 2-1 lead.
Oh, did they?
Late, and this game ended 3-3. 2-1. There was 2 goals in extra time.
How you're at the top of the East with that goaltender you have, I have no clue.
You know what? There's times where he makes some good saves. There's times. All right, I've been watching him a lot this season, and there's times where you're scratching your head. What the hell is he doing? There was a play that he got lucky. He ran back into the net and just punched the ball out. Where the hell he was, I don't know. All right, it seemed like
Probably
he was
stealing
up the wing
somebody's
somewhere.
popcorn.
Right.
At Yankee
right.
Stadium, you could reach into the stands.
He is definitely, and I don't say this, I don't no disrespect, but he is definitely the weakest link. Okay, on that New York
and
City.
I've always said that to you.
Yeah, right. You have, but he's definitely now watching him a lot because of Pirlo, and that's the only reason why I watch this team because of Pirlo. He's definitely probably the weakest link, along with the defense.
Well, listen, it's gonna.
But they do have the most wins in the MLS, which is 6. They could have had 7. They blew that game, but they got a point to stay
Right.
a couple points on top. And
And listen, it's 2 points. It's a point
It's-
in front of
it's a point.
in front of Toronto, 2 points in front of the Red Bulls.
it's a point on the road.
But
which you
bottom
always
line
want,
is
right.
because MLS runs like Major League Baseball and NFL, and it comes to when we turn it over to the West.
Yeah, the West.
So the West. So then everybody makes the playoffs.
Right,
You
got
know,
6
the
teams.
top 6 teams
six,
make the
so-
playoffs,
right,
and then
6 and
it's round robin.
Yeah,
Who gets there? So that
5 minutes.
we
ago.
proved
Okay.
it with last year.
Yep.
The Red Bulls won the Supporters Shield. They didn't advance to the MLS Championship.
Doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
So, and even here, right now, I mean, Dallas is in the lead for the Supporters Shield.
Yeah.
And the top, at least the top 2 are, in contention of the Supporters Shield
Right.
are from the West. And then New York comes into play with,
Right.
tied with LA. And even after that, it's, then it drops in.
Yep. Well, you know what?
But it
This
gets
is what
us
we
in-
have, and this is what we have to watch. This. I mean, you don't have to, but this is what we.
Well, this is
throughout-
what we have.
throughout the summer.
Well, no, because
You know.
up until August.
Right.
We got lucky this
I'm
year because
talking
we had
about-
some
I'm
Copa
talking-
America, we had
Right,
some
right.
Olympics, we had the Europa. So,
I'm talking about for the little kids that are New York
Oh,
fans.
yeah.
And they have to root
But
for
that's
one
what
of
they
these
have to
two.
do.
Right, one of these
They
two
have
teams.
to.
Like you growing up, who were you watching when you were growing up in New York? What was it, the Cosmos?
it started out as the Cosmos, and then
Well, we were.
and then it was the Arrows when they were indoor,
exactly,
and
exactly.
and then it was the Metro Stars, which is Red Bulls.
Right. And the Red Bulls don't have any top name players.
Now
on
I
that
can't
team.
even watch the Cosmos.
Yeah, no, forget. Well, you were watching them the other
I
night.
tried to watch
You know?
it the other night. But they're playing on a college turf field.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's just tough watching this whole league in general. But we have to talk about it. Pirlo had his hands on two of the three goals. Obviously, both assists. So, I mean, he's doing something.
Listen, it's what we have to watch.
David
This past
Villas.
weekend, the British Premier League started again
Right,
this past weekend, so that at least gives something. Pretty soon, La Liga is going to be starting.
Right.
You know,
The end of the
Serie A
month,
is going to
yeah.
start.
By the end of the month, they'll all be rolling.
They'll all be rolling, and we'll at least have decent soccer.
All right, Chelsea won today.
Okay.
They played a game. They won their first game today. I think it was 2-1 that they won. All right, we're getting the once we hear the music, we'll start wrapping up. Once Guy throws that music on, we'll start wrapping up.
But getting back to the MLS, and they're going to play into November, so we still got a while to go.
Yeah.
But we
All
got
right.
the one thing is Manchester United. Watch out for them.
All right, listen. Once again, Brian, thanks for coming on. Yeah,
Always a pleasure.
Manchester United, and we'll see you guys next month. Hopefully, we'll have the Freedom on.
Can't wait. That's
All right.
what we're hoping for.
All right, we'll see you guys. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Italien.
Ho dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Italien.
Ho dedicato la mia vita ai momenti più felici, ad inseguire un sogno, il mio sogno. Quante volte mi hai deluso, non importa, io ci credo e vivo il mio sogno. Pari grande amore, Bari unica e sola, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo da sola, facci sognare ancora, facci gridare ancora, facci gridare ancora, Bari nel nostro cuore, non ti lasceremo